Alright guys, today's video is going to be very special because right here with me I have the infamous Valve Steam Deck. This device, I don't know if I'm to go depth into this device. I'm probably going to do one or two or more videos, but I'm just going to summarize everything in this video. This device is very awesome. Getting this device was not easy by any means because it's not available in Nigeria, so I had to take an unconventional route to be able to order this device. This device is available for purchase, unfortunately just for US and the UK. So I got mine through the UK, and if you want to see how you can get this device, you can always reach me out. Then I'm going to explain to you the few process that got me this device in the first place. Now, I don't know where to start. This device is very awesome, and massive as well. You can imagine when you compare this with my tablet here. Here I have the Samsung Galaxy tablet, which is 12 inches. You could see the size difference is massive, but don't be fooled about the size. This is super comfortable. I wouldn't want anything smaller than this, although I would not want anything bigger than this. This is comfortable, and the design is so perfect that it wraps around my hands just like it was designed for me personally. And I've been playing with this for the past 1 week, and I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but this device is so perfect. Let me not use the word perfect because there are some caveats to having this device. What this device is basically a portable computer. It is a Linux-based computer that is able to run Windows apps, and they've done it in such a way that you don't know that this is what it's doing unless you try to investigate deeper. Don't think of this device as a computer. Think of it as a gaming handheld, because you don't have that, you don't use it like a regular computer. It works very similar to the way your PlayStation works. It has the menu, which is super simple and super easy to navigate, just the same way you're going to navigate your PlayStation and as well. Then in terms of the power for this device is very powerful. I have about 10 games in this device, and 10 of them, when I try to compare the graphics is very close to the PlayStation graphics. I would say between the PlayStation 4 graphics and the PlayStation 4 Pro graphics. That is what this device can handle. Anything more than that, any graphics more than that, you're probably stressing the device out, because believe it, this device, it can go further than that, but it's going to strain the device. For the past 1 week of owning this device, it's been wonderful because I carry my game everywhere with me. When I'm at work here, when I'm in my bedroom, even I take it to the restroom as well. So I'm sure you did that as well. Okay, that's that. Now, the downside of this, because of the power of this device and how compact it is, I'm still surprised how Valve is able to put such a power in this compact device. But where it suffers the most, two things: the battery and the heat dissipation. In terms of the battery, it's carrying a 45 watt-hour battery. I think it's 5000 milliamp battery of a 45 watt-hour, which makes it, compared to the power that is being drawn by most of these games, the battery is not enough. I mean, if I'm playing game like God of War, GTA, at most I can get out of this device is 2 hours. It's okay, to be frank. I don't think I see myself gaming for more than 2 hours in a stretch. It's okay. But when I'm in a very long flight, maybe 14 hours flight, 7 hours flight, I think you're probably going to want to carry a power bank along with you. And also the problem now is that this is using a 45 watt-hour battery, which means that most power banks that you have here will probably not work with it. If you're going to get any power bank, make sure it's going to be a 45 watt hour power bank so that it can work with this. Then in terms of heat dissipation, one thing I've noticed so far is that once I'm playing a very demanding game like God of War, the device becomes warm, and the device itself has a fan inside, and once it gets hot, the fan kicks in, and this fan is quite noisy. That's another downside, but I don't really care about the fan noise because I'm probably immersed into my game. It's either I'm using an earphone or I increase the volume to the highest. You probably forget about the fan noise until you're done with the game. That is when you realize, oh, this is actually noisy. But the heat itself is very, very much noticeable when you put your face on the vent itself, which is not something that a regular person will be doing. But I usually do that when I notice the fan noise. I put my face, I realize that the device was actually super hot. Apart from those two issues, which is the battery and the temperature, I think this is a perfect device for anybody that wants to be gaming on the go. I have about 10 games here. And I'm that kind of person that tends to switch between games. I don't like to focus on one game for a long time because I get super bored after a while of playing a single game. But who this device is for? This device is for a casual gamer, someone that doesn't, how do I put it, focus on playing game all the time. If you are that kind of person that won't sit down for a long time to play a game, this is perfect device for you, because you don't even, for those kind of person, you probably don't need a PlayStation 4 or 5 or Xbox. Only having this device is enough and perfect for you. You play for some few minutes, you drop it, and you continue with your work. Then another grade of people that this device is awesome for the hardcore gamers. If you're a hardcore gamer, you probably know that it can be very frustrating when you step away from your hardware, because your hardware is probably bulky and you can't carry it anywhere with you. But with this, you can step away from your computer, you can step away from your PlayStation or Xbox and still have your game with you. This is a perfect combination for someone that has a PlayStation or an Xbox or even a gaming PC. In fact, this is perfect for someone using a gaming PC because it can synchronize with your game in your desktop, and anything you save in your desktop, you're going to resume it on this device. And when you play on this device and save, it synchronizes with the cloud, and when you come back to your desktop, you continue from that. So it's a very perfect device for those kind of person. Then the individuals or set of individuals that I don't recommend this for is for someone who is a core gamer but does not have maybe a PlayStation, Xbox or PC and is thinking of getting this device as the primary gaming device. I hate to break it to you because you're probably going to be disappointed, because this is a portable device and you need to lower your expectations in terms of the kind of graphics you're expecting from this. The graphics of this device is actually very good, but coming from a PlayStation 5 background, I can tell you that it still doesn't match up to the PlayStation and the Xbox S kind of graphics. If that is what you're looking for, you better stay away from this device. Or you could get your PlayStation and get this device as well. Now, personally, my experience with this since I bought it, when I bought it, installing the games itself was super smooth. It has like a game store, like your PlayStation store or your Apple store. It has its own store, which is called the Steam store, and it has a lot of games. In fact, you can get lost in the amount of games that you can get on the store. But not all games work in this device. When you go to the store, there are some icons that indicate which games work with this device. Mostly all the very popular games work very well with this device. Apart from a few, anyone that works perfectly well, it has a green icon which says verified. Then the ones that don't work, they work well, but you're probably going to have a little bit of challenge. Maybe it needs you to type something using a keyboard. The device itself comes with a soft keyboard. When you need to type, the pop-up, the soft keyboard will come up and you type in maybe your character name and those kind of things. It's going to label it as playable. And the combination of the games that have been verified and playable are super huge. Then some games are not supported on this device when you go to the store. I don't know how this is done because I have some games that was tagged unsupported. I stubbornly downloaded it and it's played well without any issues. So even those ones that says unsupported, you will be surprised that it still plays well here. And yeah, that's my experience with this. The usage has been very good. Or there are a couple of times when I had some issue. I was playing some games and the device froze. It's not because the device was bad, it's because I set the graphics of the game to be too much for this device. You pretty much should not set any game to ultra graphics on this device, because ultra graphics was designed for people that have gaming rigs. I don't mean if you set ultra graphics on your laptop, your laptop is probably going to also freeze because it can't handle those kind of graphics. It's set for people that are using desktop gaming PCs that have super massive GPU. So those are the people that need to set any game to ultra. Before I go, I'm going to do a little hands-on video on this device. So I'm going to show you what it feels like using this device. I'll play a couple of games. You see how it performs. I'll show you what I have in my library as well. But before that, I want to mention that when you're going to purchase this device, you should go to Valve's website. That is the only place I'll advise anyone to buy this device. On Valve's website, you're going to see 3 different versions. Let me drop this for a bit and show you what you can get. Now, on the website, this is the Valve's website where you have the Steam Deck. If you notice, some of these buttons are kind of grayed out and uninteractive because I'm in Nigeria and it's not available in Nigeria. And also, don't try to get faster than yourself, because the moment you enable a VPN, this site is able to detect it and it's going to tell you to turn off your VPN. So VPN won't help you either. So here we have the 64 gig version. Like I said, this device, the only difference is the gig. Did I say that? Now you know. So the difference in the 3 versions are just the memory. One is the 64 gig, which is eMMC. eMMC is the kind of memory that you see in a micro SD card. So those are the kind of devices, memory type that you find in micro SD card. Then the next one is NVMe SSD. This is like the fastest grade of memory that is available right now in the market, which means that getting a 256 gig and 152 gig, it will take less time for games to load. That is the only advantage. In terms of gaming performance, it's the same across board. The only difference is that it will take less time for your games to open. Like, you know, those loading screen that you see, is going to be shorter in the versions that have NVMe SSD than the ones that have eMMC. Now, the version I bought was the 512 gig because I know that I'm going to install a lot of games to it. And despite buying the 512 gig, I also bought an SSD again to complement this, which was a 512 SSD. Now my device is 1 terabyte and I have 12 games in it, which any game that was installed in the NVMe SSD is going to load faster than the ones that are loaded from my flash drive, which is an eMMC flash drive. I bought the Samsung Pro. Sorry, did I mention flash drive? I meant memory card. So I bought a Samsung Pro SSD memory card. Sorry, not SSD memory card. Why am I making so much mistake? Pardon me. So I bought a Samsung Pro memory card, and which is super fast. It's one of the fastest memory in the market. Please don't buy it from Jumia. Anything that you probably buy from Jumia is probably fake. If you're going to buy it, buy from Samsung store on Amazon. There you can get the original memory card. Anything you buy from Jumia is probably a merchant that is selling it on Jumia. And Jumia don't verify most of the products that they own on their sites. They just allow most merchants to publish anything, whether it's the original or fake, without kind of letting you know that. Now, yeah, that's basically what you get when you try to purchase from the Steam Deck website. You can do that from Nigeria. You probably have to fly to UK or US to buy this. I'm just kidding. There are other ways to achieve that without going there. All right, let me drop this and I'll take you through a hands-on video. So first of all, sorry about the smudges on the screen. I think the kind of screen that is used here is an anti-glare screen, which has a way of attracting smudges. And the screen also is a touch screen, 7-inch touch screen. It's not like an OLED screen, which could have been awesome, but to be frank, the screen here is also wonderful. Now, let me turn this off for a bit. No need saying what is there, so that we can all focus on the video itself. All right. Now, to turn this on the device, we have the power button, power indicator. Then here is the charging port. It can also be used to connect to an external monitor. I can actually connect this to an external monitor and show you. I'll show you that in this hands-on video. Then you have the 3mm headphone jack, which is awesome. I don't think any device comes with this these days, so it's wonderful that they still left it. It would have been sad if they say that they didn't find any space. They didn't find any space. Sorry about the notification. It would have been crazy that they said they didn't have any space to put the headphone jack. Thank you, Apple. Now you have the volume up and down button, and the rest is basically the device itself. In terms of the comfort of this device, like I mentioned earlier, it has this perfect fit with my hands. The grip is so perfect that my hands wraps around it, like it takes a natural shape of my hand. If you notice behind here, it has some other buttons, which is the L4, L5, which you can map to any action in your game. Now, the positioning of the buttons, let me put it very well. The positioning of the buttons is also great. Like when I use some of these handheld devices, it's very, very uncomfortable. Even the PSP, when you're trying to play some games, you find yourself stretching your fingers, and it can be frustrating sometimes in some kind of game. But this, it's a very natural position. If I want to move from buttons to analog, it's just a few inches away. The same thing from direction to analog. If you notice, it's just my thumb that is moving. I don't need to do something like this. So when you turn this on, the first thing you get is the home screen. This is all the games I have. So I think I kind of like the home screen of this. It's on a glance, you see the games you have played recently. So it's going to show you the games based on the recent usage of the game. And under it, you can see how long you've played this game. You can see in the last 2 weeks, I've played this for 19 hours. I don't know why it usually says last 2 weeks. Even a game I opened for this game, I got this game a day ago. It's still saying last 2 weeks. I downloaded this Battlefield 1 a day ago. And yeah. And then you have the GTA, Age of Empires. I have my Witcher 3, Sims 4, Grid, Jedi, Days Gone, God of War. This game is awesome. Control, Uncharted. I'm reserving this game for maybe when I'm traveling so I can play this game. This game is also very much awesome. Then Skyrim, I don't know why I'm still playing Skyrim. Now, when you click the Steam button, it's going to bring up the menu. On the menu, you can see your library. Library shows you every single game you own. Here I have it showing me the 12 games I own here. We go back, then you have the store. It's going to take me straight into the store. On the store, like I mentioned, it's showing me with the green tick. It's telling me the games that are going to perfectly work with this device. Here we have the NBA, Elden Ring. The great thing about this device is that it's able to play games that were even released in 2022. Most of these handheld devices are not able to handle modern titles. They handle old ones perfectly well, but this, on the other hand, is able to handle games that were released in 2022. Here it's showing me a bunch of all the games that I could play. I have Apex Legend. I'm still not keen on playing Apex Legend. Even Spider-Man. We have the Spider-Man Remastered, which was also released probably early this year. The game itself was released some years ago, but the remastered version was released this year, early this year. And I think Miles Morales, Spider-Man Miles Morales is also available to play. I think if I show more, it's probably going to pop up very soon. So it has a lot of games. So if I want a more broader view, I can just go see a ton of games you can play. Oh, let me scroll. I want to see different categories. Sorry, I've gone too far. Here you could change the categories: casual games, action games, adventure, strategy, sports, racing, co-op, simulation, all sort of that. Let me just now move to chats, friends and chats. I don't really have much friends on Steam. Steam is not very popular in Nigeria, so I don't have much friends that are using Steam. Now the next one is media. If I have some captured videos and photos while I was playing game, it will appear here. Then the downloads is the section where you see all the games that you've downloaded. Like I remember I mentioned that I got this game yesterday. It's showing that it completed yesterday around 4:22 p.m. The next thing is my settings. In my settings, you get the bunch of all the settings you can see in most modern handheld devices. Your mobile phone, they have something similar. Your security, the internet, notification, blah blah blah, the same thing. And the last is the power mode. In the power mode, I can shut this device down, I can restart, I can change an account and switch to desktop. Remember I told you that this is a desktop. This is a computer itself that simulates or emulates the Windows, that can emulate a Windows app. Now I can switch to desktop mode. Let me show you what the desktop mode looks like. Give some time. Okay. It takes some time. Okay, now it's done. So in the desktop mode, you get that desktop environment. You can see the main menu just the same way you have a desktop PC. It has a file manager. I think I really like the file manager. It has this very nice interface to it. So this is the file manager. You see the download. I was tinkering with one of the games the other day. So that particular folder is still open. Okay. Now the trackpad on its own is super nice. You can use it to navigate some games that require you to use mouse and keyboard, like Age of Empires. That's what I used to play, Age of Empires and The Sims. Let me switch back. Alright, we are back. I'm going to open GTA. So you see what's playing the game on GTA looks like. Now, one challenge I've had with this sometimes when I got this device last week was that GTA wasn't really working because it needed to connect to the internet. I don't know why most of Windows games need internet connection to verify. Remember when I mentioned the statistic that the device gives you? So if you look in the top right, you see the GPU performance, the temperature, everything. But I don't like showing this while I'm playing my game. So I'm going to turn it off. Yeah, I'll just leave the frame, it's to show the frame rate. So on this side, you can see the battery performance. The battery is telling me how long it's going to last when I'm playing this current game. You can see a quick setting that I can open while I'm still playing game, but let's close this and focus on the game. signing me in into the game. Let's log into story mode. You could see how easy it is. I don't need to do anything. All I need to do is click open and the game plays. Yep, and we are in. So in terms of the frame rate, you can see it's showing between 36 to 40. I kind of limited the frame rate to 40 because really I'm not sure that 60 was going to help me. But if I want to change the frame rate, I can come here. Oh, it's actually at 60. So I probably have something in my settings that is causing the frame rate to drop, but usually this game works at high settings, 60 frames per second. Even at 30 frames, I don't think it's really bad. Let me see my settings. I probably must have touched something here, but it still plays smoothly even at 30, 40. So, yep. I'm trying to play and record at the same time. So, anyway guys, I think I'm going to end this video here. This is really a very long one. And don't forget to subscribe and comment. I would really appreciate if you subscribe to this channel so that I can grow this channel. I know that I don't post videos very often, but I'll always find the time to do 1 or 2 videos in the future. Alright, thank you guys. See you. Bye bye.